Thanks Action Figures comes with everything you see here from NECA.
Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh Weekly. As always, I'm Robo, and man, a lot of cat and mouse this week. And not the playful kind of, oh, come here, mouse. Come here, you. There you are. Haha. We're talking Tom and Jerry levels of cat and mouse, where it's just like, hey, dynamite, mallet. Big, angry dog that doesn't quite understand the situation, but knows that you want that thing on the other side. Please just let me have that. Don't get me wrong, a lot of the time, it's a happy outcome. Or I wouldn't be doing this. If there was more pain than pleasure, I'd be off doing something else. But it just seems when it rains, it pours. Sometimes you just throw your hands up and just give me the figure. To start things off today, there is one last update to LooseCollector's The Crypt Monster Hyde Kickstarter. One, it's funded. So there is a big old toy in our future. Also, as an added bonus, Dave did some shuffling and moved the angry bald head to the actual fund at $100,000, and then for $150,000, where that angry bald head was, he added a top hat, and the grippy hands are still there. And he's not angry because he's bald. That's a perfectly natural thing that happens to some men. All right? Give him a break. Plus, it's oh so beautiful, you know? So if you went in on the figure, that is already coming with it. And as I'm recording this, there's only a few hours left. If you're watching this on Patreon on Friday, the window's still open. Go grab you a big slab of plastic beef. If you're watching this on YouTube on Saturday, then it closed a couple of hours ago, but it will be coming to online stores just at a higher price. Oh, this is gonna take up some shelf space. During the last Playday, I showed off this medallion that I received in the Fwoosh P.O. box, along with a letter and some code and a whole lot of mystery. The Savage Crucible was pretty easy to decipher, but after that, my son and I went through Google and was searching the different languages and what this meant and Latin and coming up with nothing. So of course, Pixel Dan receives the same thing, breaks the Savage Crucible code, puts .com on the end of it, goes straight to the website. Okay, so I tend to overthink things sometimes, you know? Basically, it's a new toy line from the My Action Figure Customs crew. 1/12 scale, fantasy themed, can't wait to see more. There is a thinness to the humans, but maybe they're still tightening up articulation or tweaking things, I don't know. Like I said, I can't wait to see more. Because the sculpts look solid, and while I always enjoy seeing a blank slate, ooh, what are these gonna look like with some paint on them? And it looks like there will be more soon, because another message was posted this week, which deciphers to yell the right words, show me more. Hey, show me more. You thought I was gonna go with the Ovaltine joke, didn't you? Last week we talked about quite a few Masters of the Universe Masterverse figures, all looking pretty sweet, but then Mattel slipped one last figure as I was posting the last weekly, and I was like, how dare you, sirs. To cap off the week, they showed off the 40th anniversary He-Man, which takes that original toy design and gives it a Masterverse makeover. Or I guess you could say it takes the standard Masterverse body and swaps out the usual parts to give it a vintage feel. At least that's what I thought at first. Looking at the pictures, is that a new torso? There seems to be more pecs, more taper, more bulkiness. Yeah. Also, up and down hinge on the sword holding hand. Everything looking more compatible, the size of the head in comparison to the body, the way the harness lays, and then, to top it all off, 80s inspired packaging. Come on, Mattel. You trying to sweet talk me? Don't get me wrong, the eyes are doughy, the body wash is harsh, but I think this is enough nostalgic nothings whispered in my ear that I'm gonna have to commit. Improving things, who'd have thunk it? Now, Mattel. I know this is probably already planned, already prototyped, we just haven't seen it yet, but give me a matching Skeletor and I'll let you take me to prom. It's Super 7 making the Ultimates G.I.Joe Wave 3! Wow, Wave 3 already. Just moving right along. In perfect world, I'd like to have Wave 1 in my hands before committing to Wave 3, but that's just the way Super 7 does things. First up, there is the Cobra Trooper, which is a staple of any good G.I. Joe line. I mean, you gotta have that cannon fodder. You gotta have those troops. And while the Ultimates price point does kind of keep a lot of people from army building this type of thing, it's nice to have at least one, maybe two. I like that the option is there. I can have at least one flanking my Cobra Commander. Scarlet, this is a no-brainer. She's a main character headlining the series. I mean, you can't do a G.I.Joe line without Scarlet. And I've seen the cartoon, comics, figures, and everything, but it wasn't until I saw this picture that my brain went, wow, that red and green works really well together. Besides that, it's so animated it hurts. I mean, look at the accessories, look at the facial expressions, just the overall look. You're playing with cartoon. Take everything I just said about Scarlet, apply that to Storm Shadow. You have a mainstay Joe, you need a mainstay Cobra. Well, okay, skip the stuff I said about the red and the green. And yeah, Storm Shadow. Now, I can agree with some of the comments I've seen about the eyes being bigger and kind of anime-ish. And it doesn't quite match most of the pictures you see on Google or stills from the cartoon. But there is this one GIF, who cares, where the eyes match for a split second. It's hard to think that Super 7 used that exact moment to base the figure, but maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there are other pictures. Do I need to watch the cartoon again? Probably. But then there's Doc. Hey Doc, it's good to see you. Up to this point, Super 7 has been playing it pretty safe. The standard characters that you would expect in a new G.I. Joe line. But it's Doc that gives us a sense of world building, like there's a long-term plan in place, that we're in it for the long haul. It also shoots my, hey, you can't make a figure until Hasbro makes it first theory in the foot, but I'm not even angry. Whatever. We get Doc. $55 a pop, expected spring of 2023. NECA's 2-week window for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pre-orders over on their own store flipped over this week, and it's very Secret of the Ooze themed. Well, I say very, it's all Secret of the Ooze. First up, there's another chance to grab a Toka and Razar 2-pack, and even though I'm not a huge fan of the sequels, these are still some good-looking action figures. They do look good. Do I need this? No? Stop! Then there are the Turtles themselves, with the appropriate changes to make them look like they did in the second movie. And along with that, they're all packed in a VHS box, which seems to be a big trend these days. In fact, did NECA start that with the first movie Turtles a few years ago? Probably not, but that's the one I'm going with. That's the one I remember the most, especially since we're talking about NECA, Turtles, and VHS.
Look how they massacred my boy.
Then the most tempting item, since I can use it anywhere I please, even if it's not Turtle Land, the Secret of the Ooze accessory pack. It even comes with the most appropriate Raphael head sculpt ever. Oh, I went there. Oh my God. I can just see the comments now. Like I said, available on the NECA store for the next 2 weeks. So if you need these, go get them. Also from NECA this week, the pre-orders for Gargoyles Brooklyn opened up. Ooh, now it seems like we're chugging right along. Like we've seen since the line's inception, it's a little bit more muscular, a little bit more defined than what we saw in the cartoon, but hey, that's just the direction NECA went with it. It's not like they jumped out from behind a couch and went, hey, surprise, we're doing it our way. And yep, they're also sticking with the full wing spread, putting a crimp in any display. These take up a lot of space, to the point where I'm like, well, I can't put that on my regular shelves. I'm gonna have to hang those up somewhere. Oh, hang them up. I don't have anything hanging. But you know me, I'm always looking for custom fodder, and when I saw this, well, first I thought, oh, Gargoyles Brooklyn. Second, I thought, that may be a Marvel Comics Naster. You know, the demon that's always giving magic a hard time. And if nothing else, this could go in a Marvel display as like a random Inferno demon. I don't know, look at it. And now that I think about it, Goliath could probably be used for Sim. Or Sim, however you say it. I guess Marvel Demons always have to have a random apostrophe in their name. Do I need another one of these and another Brooklyn for customs? I'm not going to make that decision until I get one of these in my hand. But the custom ideas, that's the kind of thing that keeps me up at night. So I guess there's going to be no sleep till Brooklyn. You knew that was coming. But that's not all. Bronx is also being found as part of Target's Haulathon event. Ooh. Which isn't a surprise. He was part of the video with Demona, who is also Haulathon. But they aren't exclusive to Target or the Haulathon thing. They will be available later. They're just hitting this thing first. Jumping from a random-ass online event at a red store to a random-ass online event at a blue store, the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Wally West Flash was announced as an exclusive for Walmart's Collector Con. Now, I'm not familiar with this costume, but I kinda like it. It seems like a natural progression from the Kid Flash design without jumping all the way to Flash Flash. Takes out the yellow, adds the deeper reds. makes it look more adult, which may be the size or the proportions, but it's also, I guess, years and years of reading DC where yellow means sidekick or younger person. Robin, Kid Flash, probably more that I can't remember at the moment. Either way, link is in the description. But DC brings us to our monthly Medicom MAFEX reveals. We've gotten a Justice League Cyborg MAFEX figure before, but it doesn't hurt to get a Zack Snyder flavored version. I'm not going to say 100% that this is complete reuse from that first figure. I'm confident going 85, maybe 90. I'm gonna leave myself a little opening there in case there are sculpt changes and nobody can come back later and say, you told me that was just reuse and I missed out on it. Comes with most of the same accessories like the shield and then the big weapon thing, except it's blue instead of red this time, and then 2 of the smaller weapon things instead of just 1. And then for heads, same thing. Comes with the neutral face, comes with the angry face, but this time around, you get the fully shielded face. Medicom did take away the mother box, but they added in the other set of arms that plug into the back. Oh, but you know where the twinkle in my eye is this time around. It's over on the Marvel X-Men Comics Magneto. This is what I wanted when they solicited the Age of Apocalypse version. I know that rendition has its fans, and I get the thought process. They could release that first, and then come back around and... I'm not going to say it is complete body reuse, but it sure looks like complete body reuse here. They can come back around, make the regular version to get a more classic feel. Comes with new power effects and then new heads with Angry No Helmet, Angrier Helmet, and Shadow Face. I wish that didn't have facial features that would pick up in the light, that it was just, you know, darkness inside the helmet like we saw in the comics every now and then. But how intimidating is that pose for the angry helmet head? I just have the urge to throw my lunch money at him and run. Here you go, bye. This will go beautifully with my other MAFEX Jim Lee X-Men. $75 loosely scheduled for December 2022. I'm going to throw that on there because it's Medicom. You may have thought, yeah, probably December 2023, and you may not be that far off, but they're saying December 2022. Speaking of the Jim Lee designs, Hasbro solicited Jean Grey for their Pulse exclusive 90s animated series X-Men line. I've said it before, and it may not be a popular opinion, but this is one of the ugliest costume designs in the history of my comic reading. Or my cartoon watching, even though I didn't watch the X-Men animated series. Easy. Easy. The figure has some cell shading to make it more animated feeling. Otherwise, it's just reuse, and there seems to be a lot of unhappy people. I mean, I get it. It is not a 100% perfect rendition from what you saw on the screen, but hasn't that been par for the course with the whole series so far? And not just the X-Men line, I'm talking about all the retro releases that have some kind of homage to nostalgia, you know, all wrapped in a gimmick packaging. Although the $28 price point does kind of, Ep252 Hasbro. If you are pre-ordering it, you should expect it sometime around October. And keep all of that in mind as I talk about the latest Hasbro Power Rangers Lightning Collection offering. Robo don't know Power Rangers. But for some reason, this costume swap 2-pack intrigues the hell out of me. I've never watched a full episode of the show, but I've seen enough pictures and toys to know which colors should be on which body type. So seeing a female in red and a male in yellow is different, but it's neat. I look at it and go, oh, that's kind of cool. The way I understand it without doing any research whatsoever, this is from the comics where Trini and Jason swapped powers or something. Visually, though, I do agree that the helmets look odd. It's like they kept the sculpts from the male and the female and then put the male head on the female body and the female head on the male body, ending up with the male having a tiny head and the female having a large head. I do kind of like it on the Red Ranger because it makes it look like there's an actual human head under that helmet. But on the Yellow Ranger, it just seems really small. Still, to someone like me though, nice clean base bodies, interesting looking unmasked heads, this has custom fodder written all over it. If you're looking for this, it is GameStop exclusive, $48, should hit in December. The link is in the description. Thinking about it, we haven't seen a lot of hype for the Hasbro Fortnite Victory Royale series since last fall. Is that when they announced Series 2? And that trickled out in the past couple of months, but not hardcore. I don't have them, therefore they don't exist. I'm kidding. I've seen pictures, but I don't have them yet. And which is why I follow Preternia on Twitter. John always has the tastiest scoops. This week he proved that by showing pictures of Wave 3, and I think Lambro has been hinted at before. Did we know about this one? But I'm always happy to see it in plastic form. Red Links, totally expected. That's the name of the game. It's reuse of links from Wave 1, but the red makes it pop. Condor is new to me, having not played Fortnite at all, but I'm flip-flopping. The package art makes him look like some kind of badass bounty hunter with a intimidating center eye and then some kind of exhaust ports on the side. But I look at the figure and I start thinking, is that a hamster? The side things become like cute eyes. The center light is a button nose, and the mouth moves up to the bottom of the white helmet part. And it goes from, oh, sorry sir, your bounty is that way, to, I just want to have a tickle fight with it. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I don't mind having an action figure that I would get in a tickle fight with, but it's weird seeing both versions. But to no one's surprise, my favorite Wave 3 reveal is Cluck. In Rebel Land, Cluck will run like a gladiator arena, booking the fights, overseeing how happy the crowd is, sometimes even jumping in when the mood strikes. And when a match ends with a decision needing to be made, he pulls out the drumsticks of fate. Which is good for you. It depends on if you're on the ground or if you're holding the sword. Who knows? Then swinging back around to CollectorCon, Walmart posted their exclusive Ghost Meowscles, which makes our third go-around. I think Jazzwares did the standard Meowscles. Hasbro has already done a deluxe Shadow Meowscles. Now we get Ghost. But I'm not even griping. It's a buff, cute kitty cat who either wants some snuggles or will kick your ass if the vittles aren't on time. And by God, those vittles better be tender. $25 ships in the future. It's Walmart. And that's it for this week. No, it's not. There's other stuff. But if I missed anything, we'll swing back around. If you're interested in seeing any of these pictures up close without me all
Ovaltine?
I'll be posting all of that along with links to pre-orders, more information on the Fwoosh front page Saturday at noon. Some of the things that you may think I missed was last week's Haulathon, this week's Haulathon, Walmart's Collector Con, but I didn't feel like talking about the stuff we've already seen before, like the G.I. Joe Classified Series retro cards. We've seen them. We know what it comes with. It was simply, they're up for pre-order. Go get them. In fact, last time I looked, they were still up for pre-order. Links are down there. But will they be by the time this posts to YouTube? I don't know. That's why these collector events online are kind of just grating. Whose bright idea was it to hold them in the mornings during the week? Is there some reason to make these available during a short window while most of your customer base is at work? Of course, people work in the evenings, they work overnight, they work during the weekends, but those still seem like better times than early AM on a Thursday. That's on top of both events being held at stores that would rather give us a swift kick to the crotch than actually give us the toys that we pre-ordered. It has been getting better lately, like the Doctor Strange, it shipped out on time. There's been other examples, but these big events where it's a hustle and a bustle, it just gives me the willy-nillys whenever I click that button. I sure hope this happens, but I'm expecting a big old foot in the nethers. Fingers crossed, let's hope for the best, I guess. If you enjoyed this Fwoosh Weekly, comment, like, subscribe. Much love to the plus. If you're interested in seeing videos early or in a position to help out the channel, patreon.com, wherever you may be watching this. I'll always catch you on the Fwoosh. Hasbro did offer the G.I. Joe retro cards on Pulse for a very short time, and there they were $25 a piece. On Walmart.com, again, still available at the moment as I'm recording this, Destro and Gung Ho are $25. Lady J and Baroness are $23. Why are the two females cheaper? Less plastic or just Walmart being Walmart? Because I kind of like the less plastic idea. Bigger toy, bigger price. Smaller toy, smaller price. Seems fair, right? Never happen. Never gonna happen.